The pros and cons of homes with a west-facing garden and house orientation. Hello friends, today we will talk about the pros and cons of homes with a west-facing garden and house orientation. Found your dream home but it has a west-facing garden? Let's cover the benefits and drawbacks. A west-facing garden has both benefits and drawbacks. Those who love the afternoon sun will appreciate a westerly garden, but it can prove to be a tough environment for plants and those who prefer the morning sun. Are you the prospective buyer of a property with a west-facing garden? We give you all the perks and disappointments that you can expect in order to make an informed decision before you commit to a purchase. The nature of a west-facing garden. A western garden will experience more shade in the morning and carry the brunt of the sun in the afternoon and evening. Giving you a clear answer about whether this is right for you is not possible from our end. You are an individual and people are different. Some like their homes to be sunny in the morning and shady in the afternoon. Others want the sun in the afternoon but not in the morning. What we can do, however, is to list all of the drawbacks and benefits of a west-facing property so that you can decide whether you want to invest in such a home or not. How do I know the direction of my garden? You can take a real compass or download a compass app on your phone. Holding the compass or phone, stand against the wall facing your garden and take a reading. If the compass or app says west, then you have a west-facing garden. You can also go to Google Maps and find the address you are interested in. The direction of the property and garden will be clearly displayed. The benefits of a west-facing garden. The good news is that there seem to be more benefits to this type of garden than drawbacks. So, let's dive straight into the pool of perks. You can entertain later. Do you love entertaining your family and friends when the sun is still shining and there are no vampires roaming about? Then this is the perk you might love the most. A home with a west-facing garden gets more hours of sunlight later in the evening. You can sit outside and have a lovely meal without artificial lights or fires. The evenings will also be warmer thanks to the garden's exposure to the sun starting well before the afternoon. Your house has more light for longer. One of the best benefits of a west-facing garden is that your home might get more sunlight inside the house. For longer hours during the afternoon and evening, you can look forward to natural light. Since you only have to switch on the lights later, over time you can expect huge savings with your electricity bill. Your house will also be warmer in the evenings. You might even find this to be true on colder days if you get sunlight throughout the entire afternoon and an hour or two in the evening. Certain plants flourish in a west-facing garden. If you are a flower boffin, then we have some good news for you. There are plenty of popular and beautiful flowering species that does very well in a west-facing garden. Here is just a quick list of options. Tulips, geraniums, daffodils, roses, jasmine, magnolia. As you can see, those are some of the most beautiful and fragrant flowers you can hope for. Especially the roses, geraniums, and magnolia plants. Good for those who want shady mornings. Do you hate waking up too early because of light streaming in through the curtains? Depending on where you live, this can happen really early in the morning. Needless to say, this can steal some precious sleeping time. This should not be a problem with a west-facing garden and if your bedroom is on that side of the house. You can also enjoy shady mornings in the garden if you are sun-sensitive but want to spend some time tending to your flowers or just sit outside with a cup of tea. The drawbacks of a west-facing garden. Be careful of any real estate company that does not offer you both sides of the story. Unfortunately, there are drawbacks that could be a deal-breaker for some buyers and you should be aware of those before you make the commitment of purchasing a property. Here are the most common complaints of a west-facing garden. The garden can get too hot for plants. While some plants will definitely thrive in this garden, sometimes the sun can get too overbearing. Especially during the hotter months of summer. If you are very particular about your plants, then you must keep an eye on them during hot days and seasons to ensure that the sun does not cause too much damage. The latter can include drying out, wilting, or outright killing vulnerable species. The house might get too hot as well. During hotter times, the lengthy hours that your home receives sunlight from the west could make the house too hot inside. Especially the rooms facing the garden. Sure, one can always use air conditioning and fans to cool down the interior. However, at the end of the day, this will add extra to your electricity bill. Luckily, there is a lot you can do. One example includes block-out curtains that keep the sun and the heat out while making the home cozy inside. the home might not be as valuable as south-facing properties. In many countries, the most popular property is a home with a south-facing garden. Why? Out of all the directions, the south-facing garden is the sunniest of them all. This is apparently such a sought-after trait that home buyers snatch up these properties faster than others and also pay a higher price for them. Before you purchase a home with a west-facing garden, you need to consider the future. Are you buying with the goal to sell again one day? If so, will the property take a long time to sell and probably at a lower price because of the garden's direction? Both are a possibility that you need to consider. A gloomy house in the morning. A lot of people need sunlight in the morning to wake up and feel perky. If your bedroom and kitchen, two of the most used rooms in the morning, are on the west side of your house, the gloominess might be annoying. If you are trying to grow plants in a greenhouse located in a western garden, you can always add the best greenhouse heater for better results. A quick summary on gardens that face west. West-facing gardens are shady in the morning and sunny in the afternoon. The main benefits include warmer evenings and longer hours of light. The main drawbacks are gloomy mornings and plants subjected to too much sun in the garden. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. For getting more useful and interesting information, subscribe to Engineer Ajay Lod's channel, How to Make My House.